let's get started with fried chicken. So here we have 8 pieces of chicken wings, 1 tablespoon of seasoning salt, 1 tablespoon of total seasoning, which consists of typically granulated garlic, granulated onion, cumin, oregano, and salt. Teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard, which I'll be using for this recipe as a binding agent. 2 small lemons for cleaning and washing our chicken. 2 cups of high heat cooking oil for deep frying. I choose to use grapeseed oil. And 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Let's get to cooking. So first we want to begin with washing and cleaning our chicken. So just squeezing the juice from the 2 lemons. Don't worry about the seeds. I'm gonna pick those out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then I'll add water to start washing it. The citrus from the lemons will help clean the chicken. You don't want to, I always clean my chicken. Not everybody does, but I know I do. As an alternative to lemons, you can use white vinegar. Really any vinegar, but you can use white vinegar. For me, I just love the naturalness of a citrusy fruit, so I opt to use lemon. So, gave my chicken a good wash with the lemon and water. And I just transferred it to a strainer / colander, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, it'll help me pick out the seeds easily, and I just want to give it one final rinse. So I'm coming in here showing you guys, I went ahead and added the 1 tablespoon of mustard. I use it as a binding agent. That is optional. I added another half of tablespoon of it because I wanted to make sure that it just thoroughly coated the chicken. So I do use my binder before I add the seasoning. And so what this does, it does enhance the texture of the chicken. It adds moistness to the chicken, believe it or not. And there are so many different types of binders, food binders. You guys would be very surprised. So I just wanted to get this in this video so you guys can see. Okay. So I just finished adding all of the seasonings to the chicken, and at this point is where I choose to I'm using a black cast iron skillet. So I choose to add the 2 cups of oil to my cast iron skillet so it can start heating. Now there is a little trick or tip or hack that I want to share with you guys in terms of frying these chicken wings, because I like my wings to be fried like evenly. There's the tuck factor. I call it the tuck factor. So as you can see, you see how the wings are just kind of open. You know, that's how they are. Some people chew. I'm gonna go in here with. I'm not wearing gloves. I rarely work with gloves. Sometimes I do. I don't know. It just depends on if I feel like. So some people will just fry the wings like this. That's an option for you. If that's what you choose to do, you can go ahead and do that. I just find when you deep fry it, like say you had a deep fryer, I think that could work out fine. But when you're frying in a skillet or a pan, this part right here in particular, this part of the wing is gonna stick up. So while this is up in the air, the rest of it is being fried, and this is not cooking. So there is a little trick that my grandmother taught me when it comes to frying chicken wings in particular. So I'm gonna tuck this, okay? So here we go with the chicken, and let me show you guys how I tuck the wing before. adding flour to it and frying it. So we have the wing here, right? Now this is the inside of the wing. The outside of the wing is facing me. We have this little bugger right here we want to tuck. So you want to take this little bugger, flip it over the skin, and tuck it behind the drumstick part of the wing. Okay, I'll do it again. Again, we have this little bugger right here. It's off to the side. Hey, we're gonna go over this part, over it, and tuck it behind this fatty part. Oops, hold on, y'all. Try it again. Over that part. Now I do grill chicken, and when I grill chicken wings, I do the same technique because I just don't like this little piece sticking up. Like, I think it's crazy. I don't do that. Some people would just cut it off. You can do that too as an option. It just allows you to evenly fry the chicken wing. It's flat. You know, let me show you. This is a tucked one. Here's an untucked one. You see how it's giving it up? So yeah, that's just a little hack my grandma taught me, and I've been using it for years. You do not have to do it. It's just something that it's just I'm very accustomed to, and that's what I do. So when it comes to coating my chicken with flour, I opt to use a Ziploc bag. Some people use you know, little flatware dishes, and they, you know, dip the chicken in the flour, roll it around, and that's an option. I just love using the bag because for that shake action, which I think my oil is almost there. So I like to use the Ziploc bag, or even sometimes if I run out of Ziploc bags, I will use a plastic bag. You know, it's nothing wrong with improvising, but I prefer using a plastic bag method because it allows you to do this. I have 8 pieces, right? So I'm gonna fry 4 at a time. Put the 4 chicken wings in here. And you wanna do this when you're very close to dropping it in and frying the chicken, okay? You don't want it sitting all in the flour like if you're doing a flour marinade or something like that. But I like the room that the plastic bag gives you to work with the chicken. It actually, to me, it helps evenly coat it. You can shake off the excess easier, and it's just the technique that I like, or not technique, but the method that I like to use when I coat my chicken before frying. All right, we're coming in hot. Me, myself, when I fry wings, I like to put the fatter side down. On my first round, if that makes sense. So here's my first batch of the 8. First 4 going down. And I also wanted to say, in terms of the seasonings and the measurements that I use, for those of you who are more health conscious when it comes to using salt, you can easily cut the seasonings in half, in particular the seasoning salt and the total seasoning. By all means, cut it in half. You know, if you are one of those salty, health-conscious people, okay? And let me mention, I do have my heat. I'm using a cast iron pan, again, cast iron skillet. I do have my heat on medium-high. I just think that in terms of me and my experience with frying chicken in a cast iron skillet, that's the best temperature to use. And I'm going to fry it on one side for like 5 to 7 minutes. I'm so used to just playing it by ear, just from my experience of cooking, that You know, I've never really timed it, but that's kind of where you want to go with the whole, like, I would say 5 to 7 minutes. It depends on how you use your flame. I'm on a gas stove. This is not electric. To me, when you use gas stoves, you have more control of the heat. With electric, you have to, you know, get that work in and figure out, you know, your own electric stove and the different temperatures and things like that. You got to figure it out. To me, with gas, that flame, you can see it with the eye. And it's, to me, it's easier to make adjustments when, in terms of like lowering or raising your heat. And so look at this. I'm so glad this happened during me filming this batch of fried chicken. So I have a fork over one of the pieces of chicken. And this is to you guys who, if you opt to use my tuck factor, when you tuck that little piece of wing to help them lay flatter, you know, when frying, sometimes it'll untuck. And this one did. No, I am not going to stand here for 5 to 7 minutes and hold this fork over this wing. I'll probably do it for like two minutes. By that time, it will receive the pressure that I'm giving this piece of chicken, and it'll lay flat. I am so glad this happened, though, in the middle of me cooking this, you guys. So things happen, and sometimes, I don't want to call myself a chef. I'm a cook. I love cooking. There are things that will just spontaneously happen, and the best cooks and the best chefs, they know how to adjust. They know how to improvise. They know how to, you know, get on top of it and remedy a situation. All right, here we go. Second batch. Cause I'm shaking it off, cause the chicken is the same. Now to shake off some excess, y'all. That's number 2, we almost through. Golden brown, yes. Alright, second batch down, y'all. We're pretty much all done. Frying the chicken. That's 7. Let's get 8 going. Ooh. Doing a little drainage. The oil. Boom. There is number 8. So I have a couple sides that I'm working on. I'm gonna do a little cilantro lime rice. That's what I'm cooking right now, and then just a little cute side salad. So when I come back, we're gonna do some eating, y'all.